I assume a man that watched the game last night was not playing in the game last night. But whenever he is playing the football this year, he looks better than he has ever looked in his entire life. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, GOAT, BOAT, you name it, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, perennial All-Pro, Aaron Handsome Rodgers.
It doesn't have to be like this every week. It really doesn't.
Hey, it's just week 2. Take it easy. Let's relax. This is what you said to me last week. Maybe it'll wear out, but I'll tell you what, with the way you're playing the football, I think you deserve that every single week, so I'm going to bring it. Let's talk about week 2. Now listen, week 1, hey, it's just 1 week. I mean, I do look better than I've looked probably in like 75 years playing football, maybe the best football I've ever played, but let's not even talk about it. After week 2 now, that offense is humming. Aaron Jones is crushing. You guys have to feel very good, including you, about your play, the offensive play, and the entire team over there at the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not? We've scored, we had 35 last couple days ago, scored 41 the first week. So, yeah, we're feeling pretty good about things. But it's early, Pat. It's early. The game's in.
Can I talk about you drinking Pedialyte out of Gatorade bottle? Did they tell you to do that because of this show?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. It takes all of us.
Aaron,
hold on. What did you just say? I'm sorry, I blacked out for a second.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, Aaron, you talked about how, of course you feel good. You guys are lighting up. Does it make everyone...
Oh, my God, we sound like the mega cast right now.
What happened?
Boys, get it together over there, please.
Aaron, you go.
Did you see the Gatorade label on the water bottle?
I did see that, and I also saw it was still the same color purple from the week before that we had talked about on the show.
And... So what do you think the reason for that was?
Well, I think what happened was you came on the show and you said, everybody's making a big deal out of what I drank. It was just Pedialyte, which, by the way, is an alternative to Gatorade. It has less sugar and it's more so for... And they heard that and they said, oh, you want to drink Pedialyte? That's fine. But it's going to sure look like to everybody that doesn't listen to that damn show that you're drinking a purple Gatorade.
Hey, it's still Pedialyte.
Yeah! You're going to get fined for that. You're going to get fined for that for sure.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I respect it. Sorry, AJ.
Oh no, I'm good. I mean, where do I want to go from there, Aaron? I know we're talking over each other the whole time. I want to go a non-football route. So this is it's a Tuesday, off day for you. I'm curious. Take us behind the scenes. You for some reason have sat in the same position both times you've called into the show, right? Just a brick wall because you don't want to don't let anybody have any kind of info on where you are right now. Like you could be in Afghanistan, doesn't matter. But what's your off day look like? Let's say you're already done watching your Bob Lazar documentaries and Ancient Aliens. What do you like on Netflix right now? Like what are you doing when you're not doing football things?
First of all, this is a green screen right here. Green screen. No idea where I'm at. Ty called me, interrupted me from, watching dodgeball. I was really getting into it.
Really?
Just started the round of 32.
Now, are you and Ben Stiller friends?
Big day.
Are you and Ben Stiller friends?
Yeah. We've been friendly over the years. I have a lot of love for his films. My favorite Ben Stiller movie is probably a little-known one called Heavyweights.
Let's go.
And I know I heard right before I came on there was a conversation about when you say your favorite movie or TV show and somebody hasn't seen it, it's like the worst thing ever. So I'm not going to shame anybody for not seeing it, but it's a great 90s movie. It's worth it. It has some of the Mighty Ducks characters in it. Mm-hmm. Goldberg makes an appearance. He's one of the main characters. It's a good movie.
Well, Aaron, lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. I am a big Heavyweights fan. And Goldberg, by the way, not only in Heavyweights and in the Mighty Ducks series, also just went through an entire battle with, I believe, meth. Yeah. But he came out on the other side of it. So we're all very happy for the Goldberg.
Don't worry.
I was going to say, you guys both lost some weight. You guys look pretty chiseled, to you.
Me and Goldberg?
Yeah.
Different methods, but same destination. You know what I mean? Different methods, same destination. Let's stick with off-the-field stuff. What you did to that dog in that State Farm commercial is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life.
I want to know what you mean.
Well, you're playing catch with a dog, and classic dog is they like to play fetch. So you throw a ball, dog's natural nature will be, which I guess, put those two words together there, to get the ball and retrieve, hey, we're having a good time. Then you took the ball, and I believe you threw it 200 yards into a canyon. Game over for the dog. Unbelievable there.
I needed some space. The dog was just very codependent. Long day on set. You know, I don't know if you've talked to your partner there, AJ, but it's not the first dog commercial I've been in. You know, I really question his parenting. He said some real questionable things to his kids about the last dog I was in a commercial with. And I just want to assure everybody out there was no animal harmed in the filming of either of those two commercials. And that, you know, I really enjoyed the time I spent with those dogs and have a lot of love and affection for all animals.
AJ, what you tell your kids?
I knew he was going to get to this. I was going to let you tell him, but yeah. So I texted Aaron whenever I saw this next commercial with another second prop dog. So the original prop dog he had, it was a commercial with Randall Cobb, I believe. The house burnt down, maybe something like that.
Oh yeah.
Amazing acting by both you guys. By the way,
amazing.
Always. So, my kids say, like, oh, if they see him on TV, oh, there's Uncle Aaron, look at that. Oh, Dad, is that Uncle Aaron's dog? I'm like, nah, it's a prop dog. They're like, well, what happens to that? I was like, oh, I think he has it killed afterwards.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, oh, no,
AJ.
no. And then we let him know I was joking, and it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So then I just sent him a text after this other commercial. I was like, man, you killed a second prop dog. This is getting crazy or something. And he's like, you better not continue to tell the kids that.
An animal.
Yeah. I'm glad you told the truth of that story. I really felt like you were going to do your casual, you know, weave in some lies into a story that was actually rooted in truth for once.
Hey, here's a question. After watching that commercial, there was a conversation a couple years ago. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, who can throw the ball further? I think Pat Mahomes threw the ball out of the stadium at one point over a jumbotron or over the whatever, you get it. Then Josh Allen came out and he was like, I'd like to be in that. And there was a chance that they were potentially going to have a throw off. I know that you would never participate in something like that because it doesn't feel like that is a very Aaron Rodgers thing to do. What is the longest you've ever thrown? Do you even know that number or do you not care? Like, what is the longest you've ever thrown a ball? Because when I saw that little tiny ball, it came out real smooth and the dog obviously lost his toy and his good time and his companionship. But as I saw the ball fly, I was like, I wonder how far this dude can throw the ball because you notoriously have a rocket. I mean, you hit the sky in the Lions stadium there whenever you brought that thing down.
Yeah, somewhere between 68 and 70, Pat. I don't know, right in that sweet spot.
69 yards is how far you threw it. Nice, congrats.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Of course you have, by the way. Of course you have.
Pat, it's not about how far, it's about how accurate, you know?
That's a conversation about Drew Brees today. Everybody's talking the internet last night, and this is what happens when you're an NFL quarterback. If anything happens in a primetime game, obviously the world is collapsing. Last week, it was Tom Brady's dead. This guy's not going to be able to win without Bill. Last night, it's like Drew, who wore all of his own records on his own cleats last night. He can't throw the ball far anymore. But the big thing is, we talked to Pops, Mike Adams, who played in the NFL for a long time. He was like, Drew was never really that big arm guy. He just always was able to deliver it in a proper spot with proper timing. Do you obviously believe that the overreaction from people and that type of shit is just ridiculous?
I believe it's totally ridiculous. And it doesn't matter what week of the season. It's just amplified because it's the second week of the year. It's going to be overreaction Monday and Tuesday and probably, you know, all week, regardless of how you play. That's kind of the nature of our business, that, you know, you play once a week and you have to deal with it. But now with the coverage of our business and because, you know, basketball is winding down, you know, in the conference finals, and baseball hasn't even got to the playoffs yet. There's a lot of conversation about our sport every single day, and you know, I think it's ridiculous. I really do. We're 2 weeks in. You know, let things play out. Teams don't figure out their identity till weeks in the season. You know this, Pat, AJ. Like, it takes a while to figure out what kind of team you are. Obviously, we had a ton of injuries yesterday or 2 days ago. You know, it's some marquee players, which is going to affect you know, the teams and their how they look. You know, obviously the Niners had some really tough injuries. Saquon in New York. You know, there was a ton of injuries across the league. So let's let these teams settle in, see who's healthy, and see what kind of teams they're going to be in. I think back to a couple years ago when New England played Kansas City on like a Sunday or Monday night game, and Kansas City whooped them. And everybody was saying, "Oh, you know, New England's 2-2 now, and is it time for Brady to retire?" What's he done since then? You know, mic drop. Come on.
It's real. It's very real.
Yeah, but do you understand why there is the overreaction? It's because of all the eyeballs on football and everyone cares so much. Like, do you get why it's there?
Well, age, I think it's more than that. It's not just the eyeballs. There's always been eyeballs on football. It's now you got all these, so-called experts with platforms to talk about.
He's talking about us.
Everybody has
You're talking about us?
No. I'm talking about the people who have no idea what they're doing.
Oh, not us. Not us.
Yeah.
Not us, of course. Not us, of course. No.
Pat, I love you and the boys, and I already made a big, compliment about how I see you guys moving forward in the future. And by the way, great article by Bruce Feldman. That was really good.
Thank you. I didn't want to talk about it because it's one of the biggest fluff pieces I've ever read about myself, and it's kind of embarrassing to be honest with you. But it was a nice trip down memory lane.
Sidebar: did you have final say in the editing of that interview?
No, actually, he sent me a DM. Okay, he sent me a DM and was like, I've interviewed a bunch of your former teammates, coaches, and coworkers about their first reaction to you and for them to tell me a story. Do you have a minute to chat about it? I was like, wait a minute. Like, what is this? What is this all about? And then I talked to him, and it was a fun trip down memory lane. I ended up talking to him for like an hour and 10 minutes or whatever through it all. And it was supposed to come out last week, I thought, and then they pushed it to today. And this morning when I woke up and read it, I was intrigued to hear what everybody said. But, yeah, it was very nice of that man. And of all my friends that I formerly worked with, I appreciate them so much for that. You read that, huh? You read the whole thing? It was long.
It was long. I knew I was going to talk to you today, and it felt like if you might, because it was such a fluff piece, you might be quizzing me about certain things in the article that I might not have known before about you. But so I had to be ready.
You ever just
also,
walk? You ever
wear sleeves?
No, not well. Especially now that I'm kind of in shape. I'm getting fatter currently, so you'll see the longer sleeves come on at one point whenever the arm and the body just kind of meld into one. You know what I mean? Which is going to happen.
Sidebar: Have you done another tan, or are you leaving you all natural?
Well, right now it's currently just the fallout from the honeymoon tan and the spray tan that is still in my soul because that was a very, very dark spray tan.
Hell
but
yeah.
I'll probably get another one here relatively soon if I had to guess.
Also, another sidebar. I don't know if the boys know this or you know this, but do you know that AJ never wears undershirts underneath his long sleeve garb?
Really?
Let the nipples
Aaron was
out.
so disturbed one game. Remember, I think I just talked over you, Pat, but Aaron was super disturbed at me when I walked in with a full zip-up sweater with no undershirt. He's in his little locker probably eating like a peanut butter and banana sandwich that was all disgusting. I remember him like, are you? Like, he was so disturbed, so now I do it as much as I possibly can.
Is that strange to you or the boys or anybody?
I don't know. I would
It's
never.
got a zipper.
Yeah, what a
If it-
freak. Yeah, he's a
If
loser.
it's got a zipper, then put an undershirt
Yeah,
on.
'cause
Not a zipper undershirt. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Jeez.
Do you wear anything weird under the pads? Do you wear anything weird? Do you have like a? No, it doesn't seem like you're that superstitious of a guy. Do you have like a go-to underneath?
No, I mean, I've as opposed to an internet thing I saw, I've never worn a thong underwear underneath my uniform.
AJ do that too.
That was out there?
That was on the internet?
That was on the internet. I'm sure the boys can find it.
Well, absolutely we can. I didn't know there was a chance that you did that. Let's talk about the game against the Lions. When we had you on draft night, we'll pull the thong up for sure. And if you're playing in a thong this good, more power to you because the kit and caboodle got to be uncomfortable throughout the entire thing. You play
Actually,
against.
I thought about it after watching Bull Durham. He's wearing the
That's probably how it started. Whenever you were on draft night, you were on with us. You had a denim jacket on. You looked unbelievable. You had a good beard. You're right in the middle of the quarantine, real action. And the Lions had their pick, and they picked Jeff Okudah. And we said, what does that mean to you as somebody who has to play against that team twice? You said, well, we're going to probably have to find out whether or not he can figure out what an NFL defense is quickly. We might target him early before he learns what's going to go happen. You did that. I mean, 10 times you went after Okudah, 7 times successfully, a lot of yards. Was that an actual thought game plan, or were you just going in there like, we have a rookie over here, we have to remember that, because there's just things that he's not going to be able to know until he learns from experience?
Well, it actually wasn't a concerted effort. I mean, I don't feel like I was looking over and going, I'm going after 30. Because the fact that he's a talented player. I mean, he is very athletic, fast, and I said what I said on draft night. I meant it. I mean, there's been numerous guys over the years who you've gone against in our division who hey, you better you better throw some completions and touchdowns on him early, because this guy is going to figure it out and be a hell of a player. And I think he has that ability for sure. We hit a couple passes, but it wasn't like I was, really trying to target him. Their whole plan was to really take away DeMonte. They doubled him most of the game. So whether it was Okudah or one of the other guys on him, they had safety help the majority of the time he was in there. Obviously, he came out in the third quarter, and they went to some more single safety stuff. But there was a lot of help on the outside for both those guys for a good part of the game.
Is that a thing you do? Like, if let's say a guy goes out, do you ever just, like Pat says, he tells a story about how Peyton Manning has watched a guy throw a ball at a guy 15 times in a row. Is that something that is like, do you guys recognize it in real time and go right after him?
If a guy gets hurt and comes out and they put a new guy in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's for sure. Depending on who that guy is. If they're putting in a veteran backup, maybe not. If they're putting a guy they just signed off the practice squad, you might test him a couple times.
You see the number 40-something walk out there, you're like, okay, well, that guy, good luck, Bob.
Although Rodgers Cromartie wore a number in the 40s for a little while, and I felt like he was one of the rare 40s who you're not going to maybe throw over every single time at. But there's some numbers, and you see them all the time in camp. Like, you see a young free agent or rookie free agent who has just a linebacker number that's a really bad one, or wearing number 60 maybe is kind of been a number that, or the numbers, like you're a linebacker or a fullback and you're wearing maybe 49, and it's like, ooh, something else, or you're a receiver wearing 30 number or something. It's like 20 number. It's like, I don't know, man. You might need to get some in the 80s there to get some respect on that name. And then there's been a lot of guys who have been had great camps and couldn't wait to get out of numbers. There's just a few numbers that are kind of marked, I think, for not making the team.
The story that AJ was referring to there, it was my first year in Indianapolis, and they had a corner get hurt or something. And I saw this terrible number come trotting on the field. And Peyton, you see his massive head, literally just watch the guy come off the sideline all the way across the field, and he just stayed on him. And then literally you watch him make a check, basically. And that guy, 8 straight plays, it was just like boom, bang, you're done for, fella. And I was like, man, this is a cold world out here. This is a cold world out here.
Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. It's happened many times over the years for us. You hate to see a guy get hurt, but you're always watching what number's coming in here. And then, quick little review of the scouting report in your head about the backups, and like, okay.
Oh, this guy's slow. Oh, okay, I do recall. There was a moment where you obviously were a little fiery, and it was you were controlling the play clock. Okay, we were down. The play clock was ticking down. You had just sent somebody in motion, I believe, and you were I think you were going to snap it last second. LaFleur calls a timeout on the sideline before a delay of game penalty happens, which is interesting because you got very upset, which I assume you were like, hey, LaFleur, hey, take it easy, LaFleur, okay? I got this thing kind of figured out. Was there a conversation between you and him after that or since then about, hey, yo, can you have a little bit of faith in your guy out here? Is that kind of how that goes?
Look, since about 3:22 Sunday, I haven't said a word to him. So,
Oh my God.
I'm sure that's what some website will write now. They'll take that quote right there. But
Oh yeah.
Maddie and I are really close, and it's been a fun year working together. We talked. Right away on the sideline after that possession, and had a couple of laughs about it yesterday. But that's just part of it. Sometimes it's just the trust. I don't fault him. We had a few too many delay games last year, but I felt so close to getting the perfect check off there that I was just a little frustrated. And you know what? Like in this time that we're in with no fans, they can hear everything. So I'm not sure if they had a nice delay on what I said and were able to kind of mute some of that out and add some of that fake crowd noise in, but it was probably necessary at that point.
I could fathom it. Looked like it.
Hey, have you sent a note to Big Mike congratulating him on his first big win down?
Hey, McCarthy, Big Mike.
Yeah.
That was an amazing win. I haven't yet, but I definitely will be. Happy for Coach, to win a game like that, down 9 with just a few minutes left, drive down, and then for the brand, beautiful, strange but beautiful onside kick that Atlanta chose to wait, for it to go 10, and then double for the brand, 46 for the win.
Bingo, GZ. There we go.
Yeah. Speaking of for the brand, how about that kicker for Kansas City, huh? That was pretty impressive.
Hey, I talked to him yesterday. He was making from 70 at halftime. So whenever he went out there for like the 53 and the 58, he was like, yeah, like this is not a problem at all. And he just knocked. I mean, those were incredible kicks.
I mean, I loved his demeanor. He kicks the first one, and there's the false start. He drills it, and you just see him kind of turn. He's focused. It's nothing to him. And then he kicks the next one with the timeout and drills it. And now you're thinking, can he really make 3 in a row over 50, splitting it? Yep.
Yeah, he did. Knocks it home. He said he got pissed off that they called the icing on him. Like, he was like, oh, you think that's going to affect me? He's like the type of kicker who wants to get mad at people. Like, Michael Jordan made up that story about the Utah Jazz coach at the restaurant. Like, oh, he said that he's going to have, I think that is what he's like. Is Mason Crosby like that? Because he's off to a hell of a start as well over there.
Well, he hasn't missed any. I mean, he's been kicking great. He's been kicking great most of his career, though. I mean, he's been such a rock for us. I mean, really, he has had one bad game in all the years we've been together. And since that game, I think he's made 97% of his kicks or something crazy. After they tried to, run him out of town. Overreaction Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of that.
But Mace is real steady. And I think he's helped by one of the most interesting and possibly strange punters in J.K. Scott, who is super, super steady as well. And I think they've done a good job with the whole operation with Hunter snapping and J.K. And, kickers are interesting. They're on their own all the time. They're, in and out of I always give them shit about, are you guys actually going to punt today or kick today? And you're out there wearing, just slip-on shoes and robes and stuff. What are you guys doing in practice all day? But,
You don't want to overdo it, Aaron. You don't want to overdo it.
Yeah. Got to get pampered. They take it easy. Getting pedicures and manicures all the time at the stadium. The damn spot treatment they're working on is pretty good. But, hey, if they make it, that's all that matters.
Bingo.
Hey, going back to the Dallas game, what do you think of them going for 2 when they were down, 39-30? And I know Mike explained it somehow with the analytics. Is that something you guys look at?
Yeah, our analytics guy, Connor Lewis, and I, who's an awesome guy. He's been with us for a few years now, really bright guy. We talk a lot about situations, and that's a situation we have talked about down, down 15. I like going for 1 in that situation because I think mentally it keeps you kind of still in it. He has always advocated going for 2 in that situation because it does 2 things. 1, brings you within 7, obviously, which is just to score an extra point. But the second thing it does, if you get it, it allows you to go for 2 in the win should you want to. But it's just a difference of opinion. I think, I know that the analytics have always been big with Mike, and I'm sure that was not even a question in that situation. And we had situations like that. I remember we played Carolina in, 15, in a similar situation. We had an opportunity to go down, I believe we were down, 17 at the time, and we decided to go for 2 there and got it to pull us within 15. So, similar situation.
A lot of people are going to be like, Aaron Rodgers has the memory of a guy who blah, blah, blah. He just recalled a game from 2015 in perfect perpetuity. That's what's going to be said from that. So I appreciate you doing that for the internet right there.
Either that or they'll cancel me because I might be off on my numbers.
Oh, you can't be off right there, Aaron. 5 years ago, if you're going to go out, you have to be spot on there. Do you mind if we take a caller or 2 to ask you a question?
Only if it's, I heard that Logan called in last week, Age. Is that true?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes, he did. And Pat's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure you know this guy. And I'm like, what? Yeah, actually, I do know Logan.
And by the way,
fair.
By the way, I knew Logan too because I ate at that place whenever I called your game that you decided not to play.
He's a big Pat McAfee fan.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Really big fan.
All right, let's go to Steven in
He
Minnesota.
might give you a drink for free when you come in next time.
He did, actually. It was very nice of him that first time. I took it down. I eliminated it. Had to do it. Let's go to Steven in Minnesota. I'm excited to hear this because we got a lot of tweets after last week's appearance where they said, like, I'm in Detroit, I'm in Minnesota, I hate Aaron Rodgers, and I hate your show because it's making me almost like Aaron Rodgers. I wonder if Steven's one of those people. Let's go to Steven in Minnesota. What's up, bub?
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was not a fan until I started watching on this show, and turned me a pretty decent fan. Actually, I have a question for Aaron if there's time.
Look what we're doing, Aaron. Look what we're doing. You're welcome, Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead, Steven.
All right, so Aaron, having firsthand experience, does Packers rookie running back A.J. Dillon or Pat McAfee have the bigger thighs?
Oh, great question. That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think they both like to show him off. Pat in the Bahamas at a golf tournament refused to wear his shorts to the full length. He kept rolling them up to show off his quads. A.J. Dillon, instead of having the ladies in the back that AJ knows so well who do the sewing for us, instead of having them cut his shorts down to like a super short length, he rolled them up as well. I'm not sure what he already has the biggest legs I've ever seen. No offense, Pat.
Son of a gun.
But he really, really likes showing those things off.
Well, you should. I respect that a lot. Let's talk about another running back there, Aaron Jones. Dallas Cowboys game last year, I think he had 4 touchdowns. It was like a breakout game in the national moment. Yeah, 2 days ago, he had a massive game for you. As a quarterback, obviously, a running game helps you. Having a weapon like that helps you. What has Aaron Jones meant to the offense? Because he's new to the scene, and he has been able to make massive moments in memory so far.
Well, he's been doing this for a few years, Pat. I just don't think he's gotten the recognition. He's a really versatile back. He made a catch down the sidelines over his head, leaping grab that was pretty incredible. He made a catch, the touchdown catch I threw him. I really put it on his back shoulder, not on purpose. And he just caught that thing like it was nothing and waltzed in the end zone. And then we come out the second half, and he takes an inside handoff and goes 75 for a touchdown. He's just a really versatile guy. And then late in the game, he picks up a blitz in the A-gap, number 40 for the Lions, who has the hardest head I think I've seen or heard in a long time. He just was thumping people the entire game. Pretty incredible. But Jonesy stood in there and gave me a little extra time to hit Marquez down the sidelines. So he's really improved in some areas, but he's always been super talented. It's just given him the opportunity to go out and make plays. And then Jamal Williams, again, I want to talk about Jamal a little bit too. 2 days ago, 8 carries, 63 yards, and had a few catches as well. He's a vital part of our offense. And I've talked about him a lot, but I just think he deserves credit because he has transformed himself into an even more explosive back. He's already been a great blocker, really good route runner. But, having 2 guys is really important to our success. And, as much as we love Jonesy, and we do, and he's so damn talented, Jamal is an important part of what we're doing too.
Aaron, you got quite the eclectic taste in music, so I'm just curious, what's the pregame playlist like so that I can calibrate before Sunday?
There we go. Hey, new shirt, by the way. Have you seen the new shirt, Aaron?
I need to zoom in from the camera. I can't really see what's going on.
That's a good one. Hold on, we'll zoom in.
I'm just focused on the mustache. That's all I can see right now.
Mustache is good. Somebody called one after him. Look at that one. It's a good shirt.
I need one of those.
Yeah. It's a good shirt.
Definitely need one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to rock it next week on this show.
Yes, please. CFO Phil, send one to whatever location has that brick wall behind it.
Get it out to the stadium ASAP,
There we
please.
go.
I want AJ wearing one too. And maybe a sleeveless one for you, Pat.
Thank you. I will have it on.
With a V-neck or no?
I don't do the V-neck, no, because my chest isn't very impressive, so I try to keep that tied up. You know what I mean? Try to keep.
Do you have a baby pec like Age or not?
No, I can go full extension. You know what I mean? But it is not good. I got a bird chest. It's bad. It is.
I don't
bad.
believe that for 1 second.
Okay, well, it's true. I'm just telling you.
Anyway, back to the question about pregame playlists.
Thank you.
I usually keep it in the 90s.
So who's that?
90s alternative, Pearl Jam.
Let's go.
Counting Crows.
Wow.
Creed.
Foo Fighters.
Creed?
Mind?
No.
No Creed?
Come on.
No, Creed.
No.
With That doesn't get you going for a game? Are you kidding me?
No, but I have a funny Creed story. So, in 2007, we're playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. We're
that
both
was-
10-1. I have long hair, and I'm a backup. And before the game, we walked down the field, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but our intro song was Creed with Arms Wide Open. And I looked to my buddy Nate Weir, who AJ knows Nate really well, and we both said this is going to be a good night. And that was the night I came in off the bench and played pretty well and kind of changed the narrative about me from possible draft bust to hey, this guy might be able to play maybe.
Thank you, Creed.
Yeah. So it's like what Hansel says in Zoolander when he's talking about Sting. I don't really listen to the music that Scott Stapp and Creed made, but the fact that he's doing it and he's out there, I respect that.
Let's go to Nate in Pittsburgh. Nate, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Hello to all the boys, Mr. Hawk, Mr. Rodgers. Thanks for having me. You said you were watching some old film and you saw things to help elevate your game.
Yes!
I noticed this past Sunday you were smiling, shaking hands, giving a lot of high fives to the boys on the side. What have you seen in this old footage that has rejuvenated your love? Or is it something else about this 2020 season that seems to have you just in a better headspace? And also, will we ever learn about what you saw exactly in that old practice?
Thank you, Nate. I forgot about that. Answer coming now. Excited to hear it.
I just think some things are better left unsaid.
No! It's a said show. That's what the show is. You said things here.
Let's just do a setup every week. Like, this may be the week I might address some of the things that I saw.
Next.
Then it's just like, you never know. Could this be the week? Maybe. Tune in.
Oh, good tease.
tease.
Good
Clip that.
tease. All right, we have to go to a break.
Can I answer the question or not?
Yo, yeah, I would love you to. I thought you weren't going to answer it because you just said something that
Well,
you're not going
that
to
was
say.
just the last part of the question. The other part was, why am I having so much fun?
Bingo.
I have just a new and increased love of life. And I've made decisions and changes and habits that put me in a lot better headspace. And there's just a lot of things that have come together in my life over the last few months that have really been enjoyable and reminded me, given me perspective on life and in football to view things through the most positive lens I possibly can. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And it starts with love. And then surround yourself with people that you really enjoy. This show is, to get sentimental, this show is just another step in that, because I love Age so much. And Pat, I have so much respect for you and the boys. Like, this was such a fun opportunity. And now I look forward to this every Tuesday. And it's just another step in the process of, it's mindfulness and positivity and love and kindness and integrity. And just putting it all together, I think for me is made me a lot happier, and I'm just enjoying football and enjoying life a lot more.
Well, I'm incredibly happy that I didn't just step on you not to give that answer, because that is going to be clipped everywhere. Aaron Rodgers enjoying his life. Aaron, we're happy you're enjoying this life. We're happy you're joining us each week, and I hope to God that you continue to play the way you're playing, because these conversations have been awesome. And if you drop down at all, I want to let you know, we're a stern but fair group here. We will jump your ass over there.
I expect you to.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Thank you, Aaron. You're the man.
Love you, Aaron.
That was
Love
awesome.
you, Aaron.
Aaron, did you hear Ty in the background, by the way, when you were talking about that? Ty was literally in the background. Yes, yes. So happy that you're back. Oh,
Why'd you hang up
just
on him?
hangs up just like that.
Yay.
That was awesome, AJ.
Yeah.
We have to get to a break. Literally, we have to right now get to a break, or we weren't going to make it to the end of the show. We'll react to everything we just heard. He looked rejuvenated, reinvigorated, and he just said, yeah, that's absolutely correct. Tuesday, September 22nd, we're back on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show with McAfee and Hawk Sports Talk.